Hi, I'm Bryony Kennedy, and I wanted to personally thank you for recently purchasing your Ultimate Complexion Starter Box. It's on its way. Maybe you've already got it if the postage has been that super quick. So I just wanted to take you through what's in the box and how to apply the products, because I know it can be a little bit overwhelming when you try a new product, or maybe you're trying a new product for the first time ever. So let me take you through what's in this box. Just remember, we're always here for you, whether it's a phone call, an email, and we also have live chat. So when you get your box, it's important to know that not only is the box biodegradable or recyclable, but so is the packaging inside. So once you've got to the end of your sample minis and you've decided what colors you are, you can either use these cute little pots to use for travel, or you can use them for other products that you might want to dispense into them, or you can return them back to us and we will recycle those products into things like outdoor furniture and even things like gardening equipment. So we are very passionate about taking responsibility for our post-consumer waste, and we're very super passionate about minimizing landfill. So I hope that you help us along that journey. What's also important to note and remember is that the loose minerals have a refill attached to them. So when you find the foundation that you like, you convert to a full pot, then you can purchase a refill. So here is a full-size pot, and the refills come in sachets. So we hope that you also enjoy that part of the Adorn journey as well. So when you get your box, the first thing that you'll see is picture of me, and then on the other side you'll get to see all of what I think, and I hope you think, is fabulous about the brand on this card. So just a reminder that we are Australian made and owned, cruelty free, vegan, allergen free, toxin free, gluten free for those of you that are interested in that as well. And it also has a list of all our free from. So again, you're going to find that these foundations that you're trying are truly an extension of your skincare. Now, foundation is on your face for a lot longer than any skincare product. So it makes sense that that product has to work in synergy with not only your skin type, the environment that you live in, whether it's hot or humid, and of course your skin conditions. So it's really important that you get a product that works in synergy with your skincare. So for that reason, we use foundations that are non-comedogenic, which means they won't congest the skin. They allow the skin to breathe and to sweat. All you do is just dab that sweat away and the makeup will remain. You will find that it's not as much product is needed as, say, another foundation that you might have used with fillers like talc, bismuth oxychloride, rice powder, or even kaolin. Simply because we use only minerals, the pigments are so much more intense. You need a lot less to get a maximum coverage. And if you are interested in SPF, the loose minerals is an absolute go-to. Even if you wear it by itself, it is a foundation in its own right, or you can use it topically over the top of one of the other foundations. Don't forget your neck and don't forget your décolletage. And if you're like me, you might also want to pop it on the backs of your hands. So after you've gone through that amazing card and all of the great things about the products, what you might want to do is then have a look at this little instruction card. It gives you some tips on how to use the sample minis, because it is a little bit different to using a full-size product. For example, the cream foundation comes in the little mini like this, but of course when you purchase a full size, it actually comes in a wind-up tube. Let me grab one. So it's a little bit different using this and drawing it on the face as opposed to testing it in the mini. So again, just a little bit of a different applications required. The same when you're trying the mini loose versus the full size. So this little card just gives you some hints on how to do that. Now, these are not single-use samples. Please don't go dispensing the whole amount out. You will waste the product. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Looks are deceiving. You're going to get quite a few applications out of these. Now, if you find that there's some shades in there that are too dark or too light, just keep them, because maybe at a different point of the year, you might be a bit lighter or you might be a little bit darker, or you might like to use those darker shades as a bronzer or a contour product. Maybe you'd like to gift them to someone that you know that would benefit from using them. So definitely don't return them, or definitely don't throw them away. Please gift them to somebody else or use them for something else in your skin care or your beauty routine. So the first things first, you need to just have a look inside and select maybe which foundation you'd like to try first. And I do think that the loose one is a good start. And getting the correct color is important. When you're color matching, you need to color match to your décolletage. Okay, so what you want to do is open one of the loose minerals and open the lid. There's quite a lot in there. So it's about 2 grams. Now, when we have a full size, that's 8 grams. It just goes to show how much is in there. So really a good starter pack. So all you need to do to color match is just to grab your ring finger first and just get a little bit on there, not too much. And you always color match to your décolletage. Unless you never expose that area, this is the area you should color match to. If you don't expose this area, then you can color match down your neck. But color matching to your neck often means that you're going to go for a foundation that's too light, because your neck is usually a lot lighter than your face, and it's always lighter than your décolletage, unless you suffer from a bit of redness. So definitely color match to your décolletage. That has disappeared. It's a perfect match, and that's the light to medium for me. I can also use the medium olive. There's nothing wrong with going a little bit darker if you like, but you do need to pop your foundation down your neck. If your décolletage is super dark compared to your neck and face, yes, you still need to color match to your décolletage. It will look much more healthier and much more youthful if you do that, because you're getting everything in balance. Yes, you will need to put the foundation down your neck, but it's so worth it because it looks like your skin rather than foundation. And if you choose a foundation that's too light, I promise you it's going to enhance your pores, enhance your lifelines, I like to call them, and enhance dry skin. So it's super important, if you can go a little bit darker, do so, because it's much more forgiving than light. Lighter colors, remember, make things look bigger. That's why we wear or we put white on our walls. It makes a room look bigger. We don't necessarily want things on our face to look bigger. So there's a little tip. Now, when you are finding that you get a good color with the loose minerals, you'll find that that's most likely the color that you are in the liquid and the cream. So it's easier to color match the loose first. Then what I like to do is just dispense a small amount with the little applicators that are in here onto a tissue, okay? Now, because I can't put a tissue in front of you, I'm going to just do it on the back of a little makeup pan. And I'm going to just dispense the smallest amount to show you. And so all you need to do is put a little bit like this onto a tissue or a plate or something like that. And then what's great about using a tissue is that if you have any left over, you can then pop that back into your little sample mini so that you're not wasting it. Grab your Kabuki brush. Now that is the fat one here, the short, fat, flat top brush. You could use the Complexion brush as well. Maybe I'll tell you what the difference is. The Kabuki brush is a heavier coverage, and that particular brush you use in a pushing or in a circular motion. You usually get the heaviest coverage out of this one, and then the Complexion brush here gives a lighter coverage. Both brushes apply all of our foundation types, including the BB cream. Now, if you prefer this one, you might like to use this for setting powder, blush, or bronzer. Again, multi-purpose, use the brushes for whatever you want. I'm going to demonstrate with my Kabuki brush, and all you need to do is start off with a little bit like this. You've color matched, you know it's going to work well. So you're pressing your Kabuki brush into the tissue. You're going to roll the brush around like that, so that it's nice and even on the brush. We don't want clumps of color in one spot and nowhere else, because you're not going to get an even application that way. Now, I've got foundation on at the moment, and I do have the loose minerals in this color, light to medium, but I'll pop some on my neck just so you can see the application. All you need to do for a heavier application is a stippling motion, which is pressing it onto the skin like this. If you want a lighter coverage, you can blend it like this. So circular motions. The tip here is the heavier coverage that you want or require. Maybe you need a bit more coverage around your cheeks. Then press the foundation on and repeatedly dip into to get more. So the bigger the area you buff, the more you're going to spread that pigment, and then it's going to have a lighter coverage. The smaller area you push it into, the heavier the coverage you get. The more frequently you dip, the heavier coverage you get. But again, remember that these are pure minerals and the coverage you'll get is quite intense. You do not need to use as much as maybe what you're used to applying. Now, when you have applied this, you might like to use a setting powder. You might like to use a rose water spritz over the top. So it depends if you're oily or if you have a drier skin. So what I love about the Loose Minerals is it works for everybody. It's just about what you put under and what you put over. If you want the Loose Minerals because it's more versatile, you can build it up, it's sweat and water resistant, you like the fact it's got the SPF, but you want it to look dewier, then my recommendation is to grab one of our facial oils from the sample page and pop one of those over the top of your moisturizer. Then put your Loose Minerals on and you will find it turns into a beautiful dewy liquid. The other alternative that you've got is apply your Loose Minerals as soon as you put your moisturizer or our primer moisturizer on, which is also included in this box. Don't wait for it to soak into the skin, pop it on and then put your minerals straight away. So this is your primer moisturizer that's included in the box. Dot a little bit all over the face and then blend it. Don't scoop it out and blend it from one spot. Dot it around so you get an even application and you don't waste it and you don't need as much doing it that way. Don't let it soak in too much. Buff your foundation over the top and the foundation will take on more of a skin-like appearance. So there's 2 tips to a more dewier looking skin-like foundation. The other option that you've got is put your foundation on, finish your makeup. Before you put your mascara on, spritz it with something beautiful like a rose water, and then you will find that that will dissolve any of the foundation that might be sitting on the hair of the skin. It will also help the foundation soak into the skin a little bit further, and if you've got large pores or lines that you feel that foundation is grabbing to, you can use that rose water just to push that foundation in that little bit further in those areas. So that's my little tip using the Loose Minerals. Now, the liquid mineral, let's get that out to have a little look at, is, where are we? Let's go with the cream first because that's the one I've just grabbed out. Okay, so the cream also comes in this. Again, I think that's about 2 grams, so that's quite a lot. Use the little spatula that comes in there. And what you want to do is, where's the little spatula? Use your little spatula. And because I don't want to waste that sample on me, because we don't want to waste, I'm going to just use a little bit from my wind up stick. So you just pretend that I've just grabbed that out of the sample, just a little bit like that. Now you can either just dot that around the face and blend it with the Kabuki brush. Remember, that's the short one, or the longer one. I do think the Kabuki brush is better at applying the cream and the liquid. That's my preference. I feel that you need a shorter bristle to work the product in. The Loose Minerals is much more forgiving and you can use most brush types. So just dot this around and then blend it in. If you feel that you're in a colder climate and you feel this needs a little bit of warmth, just pop it on the back of your hand to get that nice and creamy and then dot it on your face that way. This product is a beautiful hydrating product that suits most skin types, even the oilier skins, because it doesn't have any of the silicons, it doesn't have dimethicone, and it has only skin loving natural oils in it that allow the skin still to breathe. So it's super hydrating, but it's definitely not an oily product. So if you're wanting something that's going to hydrate the skin and it's going to give you really good coverage, that is a beautiful product. That's the hydrating cream. If you feel that you want to get even more coverage, what's amazing is you can layer the foundations. So the liquid or the cream can have the Loose Mineral placed over the top. All foundations in their own right, they can all be layered by themselves, or you can definitely use the Loose Minerals over the top of a BB cream, a liquid, or even the cream stick. That will give you camera ready finish photo finish, event finish makeup, and it will be super, super flawless coverage. If you feel that you just want to use the stick or the liquid on its own, but you want more of a matte finish, then you can use our oil control setting powder. There's samples available of that. Dust that down maybe your T-zone. If you still want a dewier complexion, again, of course, you could use one of the facial oils underneath. You could use the rose water over the top, or make sure you use cream-based products like cream blush. Any cream products that you can add to it's going to give the illusion of more dewy skin. So just think you'll get more matte finish from your powders. Definitely shouldn't look dry, but you'll get more of a matte finish, and your creams and your liquids, just more of that dewiness. So the liquid's the same. All you need to do is grab your spatula, scoop a tiny little bit out and dot that around the face, and again, blend it with your Kabuki brush. Now, what I love about this starter box as well, let's hope this all doesn't fall out now that I've been taking things out of it, is that you'll find your brushes come in these little nets. Now you can keep these nets so that when you have finished, you just pop it back on to keep the bristles nice and compact. We do also sell a cute little Kabuki brush bag. It looks like a little duffel bag that Barbie might have used, and you can keep it in that as well. Now, if you are someone that likes to use your tools damp, you can use our brushes damp, which is amazing. So if you would like more of a dewy appearance with, say, your loose minerals, you can use that with a damp Kabuki brush. So you could spritz it with some rose water, apply the loose minerals. It will go on heavier, so you need a lot less. And you can also, if you've just washed this brush and it's still a little bit damp, then you could still apply your foundations with that. Now, my only suggestion and tip is, if you're using wet tools, whether it's brushes or sponges, make sure that they are completely dry or in an area that they've got air and ventilation, because anything that's wet can breed bacteria. Water is full of bacteria, and of course that's going to be a breeding ground. So you want to make sure there's good airflow with your tools when you've stopped using them. So all in all, I hope that you have a lot of fun with this box. I hope that you have the courage to just spend half an hour having a little bit of a play, working out what suits you, because I know there'll be a kinder foundation that's kinder to the environment in this starter kit for you. You will find one or two that suit you. If anything, I recommend 2 foundation types for everybody, because our skin is always changing. It's in different environments, and it requires different things at different stages, different months, and different seasons. Definitely you will find you're a couple of different shades throughout the year. You'll never be one. So I hope that you find this little adventure fun. If you need the support, we are here. If you found that you can't get the right color, maybe drop us a photo with those colors on, and we can give you our advice as to what we think. If you still haven't found the right shade, we'll send you one complimentary, because we know that when you get the right foundation and the right color, you will start your journey with Adorn. So have some fun. I look forward to your feedback, and of course we're here to help if there's something that you're stuck on. Thanks for your time, and enjoy.